Uber, the popular car service app, set to close a fundraising round valuing the company at $17 billion. Wellington Management and Fidelity Investments expected to co-lead that investment. Here with all the details is the Wall Street Journal's Evelyn Rusli. Evelyn, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So assuming this investment comes through, the deal gets done, how does that position Uber versus other private tech companies?
Well, they'd certainly be one of the most valuable in terms of private technology startups. And, many see this as kind of a pre-IPO round. That's why you see a lot of mutual funds. And also there was private equity firms and hedge funds that were interested in this round. And so a lot of them, I imagine, probably see this as kind of a pre-allocation to an IPO. So there's a lot of expectation given the growth that Uber has had over the last few years, the amount of revenue it's been able to generate, that at some point in the near-term future it could be ready, conceivably, for an IPO.
Now, this is a really interesting company. It's just 5 years old, but it's also run into a lot of complications. It's had opposition from regulators, particularly on the city level. Their surge pricing has sparked a backlash with some customers, and there are also just more competitive services. Why is this still such a darling when it comes to raising cash?
Well, I think it's a darling for some, right? So even though that it looks to be very close to raising around at $17 billion, there was also other investors, according to our sources, who got a bit of cold feet as the number kept rising and rising. And so I think when you look at Uber, you've seen kind of its phenomenal growth over the last several years. Like you said, it was founded about 5 years ago, but there are a lot of risk factors, and regulation being one of them. You also see that kind of playing into the story of one of its peers kind of in this sharing economy, that being Airbnb, which has also had issues, for example, in the market of New York with regulators. And so with Uber, particularly as it tries to grow and get more markets, you'll see that they're going to have to tussle with regulators in really large markets, for example, in Las Vegas and Miami, and places where they've currently are still trying to get through. So, it is a very interesting growth story. It is an executive team that has been very aggressive and has managed to build the company from a very small startup in San Francisco. But like you noted, there are a lot of risk factors.
All right, we'll have to see if that IPO really is right around the corner. Evelyn, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.